So here we are, 4K 60, excuse me, 4K 80, 4K 80 frames per second on Cyberpunk. It looks magnificent. Yes, there is no ray tracing, there's space reflection on there, but I gotta tell you, even without ray tracing reflections, at 89 frames per second, you'll see it on your top left corner, you can read the fraps, which is frames per second, and this just looks amazing. Now this video, it's gonna be in 4K 80, but the YouTube will only process 4K 60. But you're gonna have to wait once the video is being processed. It takes about a couple of hours till YouTube process such a huge file that I'm uploading. So you can come back later and you can check the video in its full glory on a television. Don't please watch this on the phone, watch it on the television, on a 4K television, because that's where you're gonna see the detail. We worked on this yesterday and we did a fantastic job. Me, Cameron, Fast Racer, and who else was there? Computer Gaming, Jose, Brandon, etc., etc. We were all there, and we were trying to find that sweet spot for 4K 60, but instead we got 4K 80, which is amazing. This is how you play this game. This is how you should play this game. Now I'm using a controller. If I use a mouse, this is gonna be even faster, guys. Okay, if I use a mouse, this is gonna be even faster. Here, just to show you. Now the temperature of my GPU, it's about 64 Celsius. According to Jay-Z, that's fine. He says that's where you want to be. That's like a balanced level where you want to be. 64 Celsius. All right, so let's close this. People have been asking me to do a test on Grand Theft Auto 5 and Red Dead Redemption, and also people have been asking me about Far Cry 6. I already tested Call of Duty. Call of Duty looks amazing. You guys can go check out that video. I might do Grand Theft Auto because people really are curious to see how 3070 handles the Grand Theft Auto 5. I'm pretty sure it's going to look amazing. There's no question about that. I'm pretty sure it will. This looks amazing, dude. I love it. Let's go inside the car. Check out the detail there. I wish that this game came out like this year instead of 2.5 years ago. But to be honest, this game ran pretty good on Stadia when it came out. That was one of the reasons what I appreciate about Stadia is how well this thing ran on their AMD GPU that they had. Yeah, this is pretty awesome, man. 4K 80, 4K 90, dude. Now I'm hitting 90 frames per second. You'll see it on the top left corner. Pretty amazing. Look, for $500, this is what I was telling my friend Cameron, and I was telling others who were there on the chat room, like, dude, for 500 bucks, for $500, this is a pretty good deal, man. I think you guys need to take the advantage of 3070. Like I said, if money is not an issue, you can get a 3080 Ti, go for it, you know. Look, if this was 3080, then I would expect something like this. Like, I would demand that, yeah, you know, you better handle this. Because it's a high-end, you know, expensive card. But this is 3070. So... But one of the main problems we had was the applications in the background, guys. This is what gives you a bottleneck. Turn off, remove the antivirus, remove all the unnecessary applications that you have. That's what's gonna really drive a bottleneck and a stranglehold on your GPU and the CPU. So I would just recommend to turn that off. All right, let's do some donuts over here. Let's do some donuts. $80 frames per second, man. This looks amazing. Ray tracing, can I be honest? And I know I'll get a lot of, I know I'm gonna get a lot of criticism on this. Guys, I don't know how familiar some of you are with my channel, but feel free to type in EVGA RTX 2070 and EVGA RTX 2080. I was among the very first to get the RTX 2080 and 2070 when it launched in 2018. Was it 2018? Yeah. And when it launched, I was among the very first ones to try the Battlefield game with ray tracing, and I wasn't impressed with the ray tracing back then, and I sure as hell am not that crazy about ray tracing today. To me personally, in my subjective opinion, it's my subjective opinion, in my honest subjective opinion, I think that ray tracing, it's a gimmick that you can live without, but it's a good gimmick to sell graphics cards. It's a good gimmick to sell a console or to sell a video game, but do you really need it? Not really. There's nothing wrong with the space reflection here. I mean, look at the space reflection here. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. Absolutely nothing wrong with the space reflection. And let's be honest, when you are playing games like this, you're not gonna stop and look around with some kind of you know, zoomed in microscopic lens to look at the, you know, you're not gonna do this. Basically, you're not gonna like step out of the car and, oh, hold on a second, everybody, before I continue my mission, let me check my, you know, reflection. You know, ray tracing looks good if you're gonna use it as a technical demo for something, for like Unreal Engine 5. But for majority of these games, dude, we only care about two things: resolution, higher resolution, which gives you a higher detail, and performance, which gives you higher frame rates. Those are the two things that we all care about. So that's just me. That's just my opinion on ray tracing. Honestly, I really don't get choked up on it. You know, me, I can turn it on, and sure, I can turn it on, but Here, I'll turn it on, but it's really, to me, it's nothing to brag about, honestly. Here, I'll turn it on. Where's my ray tracing? Graphics, ray tracing. Here, I'll turn it on. And I'm gonna drop down to 45 to 50 frames, which is still playable. It's still playable. Yes, I can play with a 45 to 50 frames, but why would I want to do that? Sacrifice a ray tracing for what? For my frame rates? No, thank you. But here, I don't know. Is this a big deal? Here's the ray tracing. I mean, is this really a big deal? I don't know. Is it really? Is this a big deal to you? Are you gonna stop in the middle of the game? Okay, so I'm getting 46 frames. Yes, I can still play like this, 46 frames. With the ray tracing, but do you care? Is this a big deal to you? Again, I can play like this, all right? I can play with a 45 frames or 46 frames, but why would I do that? So I can look at this, so I can pause here and stare at this, like me and Cameron talked about. It's like, really, am I gonna stop the car and get out of the car and like, oh, hold on a second, let me check the reflection. Come on, man. I mean, it's nice. It's nice to have it, but it's not something that I'm gonna lose sleep. I'm not gonna lose sleep over this, okay? If I lose a frame rate, then I'm gonna lose sleep. But this, I mean, come on, guys, honestly. Now, granted, with a high-end GPU, you should be able to do this with a 4K 60. With a high-end GPU, like a 3080 Ti, 3090, sure. But even with a 3090, even with 3080, like, am I really gonna care? Even with my 3080, if I can hit 60 with the ray tracing, is it really that important? That's my whole thing here. Is it really that important? So let's turn off the ray tracing. Let's turn it off. I don't need it. I really don't. Let's go back to my 80 frames per second. That's what I care about. Yeah, this is what I care about. 70, 60, 7. That's what I care about in native 4K. This is what I care about. But that's just me. Listen, that's just me. All right, that's just the way I feel about it. You know, everyone's gonna have a different opinion on this, like with everything else. I know, but I'm fine with the way the game looks like right now, dude. I have no issues with this. I have no problem with this. This is good enough for me as it is. So I'm okay with this. I really am. Honestly. So, well, there you have it, guys. Just wanted to show you this video. Looks great. Even without ray tracing, man. 80 frames per second in 4K. Isn't that what we want? And keep in mind, for a graphics card, that's only $500 to be able to do this, right? To run in 4K 80. Dude, I remember 3 years ago, if you can run 4K 30 natively, you're like, oh my god, oh my god. Come on, man. This is pretty darn good for a GPU. 3070, that you can run games like this. Okay, this is not like a Tetris. This is a very demanding game. And to be able to hit 4K 80, that's a pretty good deal for $500, all right? And you can also do virtual reality. You can do VR. You can do Oculus. I've done, 60 FPS on the Formula and Flight Simulator in VR. So there's a lot of benefits here with this GPU. So anyway, that's all I wanted to show you. I am gonna work on Far Cry 6. However, I do need 140 gigabytes for Far Cry 6, man. So I'm debating whether I should do Far Cry 6 or whether I should do Grand Theft Auto 5. I don't know. I mean, you guys let me know. What do you want to see? Do you want to see Grand Theft Auto 5 maxed out with a 4K 60 or 4K 80? Or do you want to see Far Cry 6? What do you guys lean more towards? I don't know. I will have to delete something. Most likely I will have to delete one of the games. I don't know, because I'm running out of space. These games are huge, man. Even Assassin's Creed Valhalla is like 80 gigabytes without updates. And then Far Cry 6 is like 148 gigabytes. Like, Jesus Christ. I don't know, I might delete Battlefield, because I'm barely, I don't even play Battlefield. I do play Call of Duty, but I don't even know if I'm gonna play Call of Duty that much, but I do play it from time to time. I'll probably delete Battlefield, and then I'm gonna install Far Cry 6 or Grand Theft Auto 5. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. I'll catch you later. I've been busy putting these videos, doing other things, you know, been testing a lot. So I'll catch you guys later.